Okay, this is the time for the public to comment. Members of the city council may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to ARS 38-431.01, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to any criticism, or scheduling the matter for further consideration and decision at a later time. Just state your name and address, please.
Yes, my name is Alexis Liggett. I'm at 16500 South Avenue A half, Somerton, Arizona. Thank you, Vice Mayor and council members, for allowing this time to speak. I just want to say, do we really believe that there is more demand for pickleball than ADA laws? And even if you do you believe it is okay for a luxury item to come before funding to address ADA deficits? The way I think about this is accessibility is a required obligation because it is. Like property taxes, it's not optional, even if we wish that they were. It certainly doesn't go away if it's not addressed. And when we move forward with new projects or enhancements while those obligations remain unmet, we are choosing to spend on extras while something required is still outstanding. It's like taking a vacation while you're behind over 30 years, in this case, on property taxes. You can justify the trip however you want, but the obligation is still there. If you move forward with this project, that's exactly what's happening, except it's not property taxes, it's people in our community. People who are left without the ability to participate because we choose to prioritize something else. And just like property taxes, just because the county treasurer isn't knocking on our door doesn't mean the obligation isn't there. I mention this because I can appreciate that there are ADA outreach and feedback opportunities coming. I do recognize James for all the work that he's doing and taking the lead in that. But again, the reality is that many families caring for someone with disabilities are already doing everything they can just to get through the day. You know, there's some people that are in social work, so you know how difficult it is for a lot of those people. They just don't have the fight for something that has already been established as a right. Again, I ask you to please think carefully about the vote you're about to make. Pickleball is a newer phenomenon, while ADA has been in place for over 30 years, and we're still working to meet even that baseline. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to a 5.1 proclamation, Fair Housing Month, April 2026.
Whereas the Civil Rights Act of 1968, commonly known as the Federal Fair Housing Act, and the Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988 prohibits discrimination in the sale, rental, leasing, and financing of housing or land to be used for the construction of housing or in the provision of brokerage services on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, disability, familial status, or national origin. And whereas the 1968 and 1988 Federal Fair Housing Acts declare that it is a national policy to ensure equal opportunities in housing. And whereas April has been traditionally designated as Fair Housing Month in the United States, and now, therefore, I, Gerardo Anaya, Mayor of the City of Somerton, do hereby proclaim the month of April as Fair Housing Month in the City of Somerton, and do hereby urge all citizens of this community to comply with the letter and the spirit of the Fair Housing Law.
Thank you, Andrea. Do we have anyone from housing? No? Thank you. So moving on to consent agenda. Does any member from the council have a question or wish to pull something from consent agenda? I'm sorry, we're in our meeting, so you had the opportunity during the call to the public.
You never closed the public hearing. Wait for you to say anybody else from the public. That's why we're here. You never closed it. You just let her talk. She sat down and you moved on to the public.
Did we have someone else? Okay. We had no one else to speak.
On the public?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's part of our process. Whenever you want to do a call to the public, you need to fill out a form. So, moving on to consent agenda, does any member from council wish to pull something out from consent agenda or have a question?
Vice Mayor, I want to pull 6.1, the
Six.
check register.
Okay, we'll pull 6.1 right now. Anything else? Okay. Need a motion for 6.2 and 6.3? Motion was made by Councilwoman Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Councilmember Villalpando. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We're gonna go ahead and open up 6.1, check register for the month of March 2026. Councilwoman?
I just wanted to make a quick comment. I had a few questions and Shona did respond to all of them, but I did want to make a comment on the Jack's Mobile Car Wash. I don't know, Carmen, if you want to talk to Louis about this, but I think detailing cars on a monthly basis is, we need to take a look at that. According to the register, 15 cars are detailed on a monthly basis.
Vice Mayor and council members, we are going to be reviewing this item with finance. We might have to go back to redesigning the way that it's being used as far as detailing, full detailing of vehicles. And we'll probably go back to procurement in the following fiscal year, but at this time, this is the information that we have. This is a citywide service. We also have, aside from the full detail, we also have the drive-through at the gas station.
Yeah,
that
I
is
know we have
open.
that, so I think
Yeah.
that's a better option than having a full
Correct.
detail on a monthly basis.
Yes.
Mayor, Chona Medell, Finance, Vice Mayor, excuse me.
Right.
Chona Medell, Finance Director. Councilwoman Gonzalez, just to clarify, that was 15 cars as of this month of the March. It's not always every month that it's 15 cars. Yeah, no, it's this, yeah, for this month, it was 15 cars. They did not have any cars in January. They did have a February bill. I don't know, I don't recall how many months, but there is a process. People call, the departments, they call up and then they schedule them. So it's not always 15 cars a month, but as Carmen stated, we are reevaluating it because that has not been procured in several years. So I just want to make sure that it gets procured and make sure that we're on top as far as budget wise.
Go ahead, Councilwoman.
Jonah or Carmen, maybe you can answer that. What is the level of expenses that have to go to the city manager, or do you approve them at a certain amount?
Yes, so I can approve up to $10,000.
Without the city manager's approval?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Need a motion?
I'll motion to approve item 6.1 and consent agenda.
Motion was made by Councilmember Villalpando, seconded by Councilwoman Delgadillo. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.1, discussion and possible action to award Pace Engineering for professional services under an agreement between the City of Somerton and the U.S. Army Corp of Engineers, USACE, for design and construction services for the wastewater treatment plant improvements project in the amount of $531,860.
Hi, good evening, Vice Mayor and council members. Rosanna Douglas, Public Works Director. Discussion to approve a proposal for professional services to Pacific Advanced Civil Engineering Incorporation, PACE Engineering, for wastewater treatment plant PLC replacement and programming upgrades under the funding from USACE #1. On March 23rd, 2026, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers completed the environmental and cultural reviews required on the Somerton wastewater treatment plant upgrades project approved on July 23rd, 2025 in the amount of $500,000 and has provided authorization to proceed. PACE assisted the city with the scope of work for the project and has provided a proposal for the services in the amount of $531,860 $860.00. The scope of work contemplates the project and has provided a proposal, the scope of work contemplates SCADA control and system integration. These services may be classified as professional services under Section 3-5-99 of the City Code, which can be procured without an RFP process with council approval. The vendor has the knowledge of the city system to facilitate its integration and the ability to commence these services on an expedited basis.
Any questions or comments?
Vice Mayor, I have a question.
Go ahead, council member.
Rosanna, you just mentioned that, what policy are you using in order for us to circumvent or not have to go out to bid for this project?
Because this is classified under other professional services, it's in the city's code.
But they're engineering services.
Well, because it's mostly IT work, because the system upgrades are for the SCADA control system, which is basically IT. And this was
Yeah.
reviewed by legal.
Well, you know what? I beg to differ with legal IT. The only way we could get around a particular service is if it's sole source. And that's through, you could go back all the way through the Arizona Revised State Statutes. And sole source is the only way to circumvent procurement policy. We've already seen this, a waiver with the sign, and now you guys are bringing it back again with another waiver saying that we have the authority to. And per Arizona state statute, it has to be an emergency case in order for us to do that, and there has to be a write-up on why it's in an emergency.
Mayor, Council, this is Michelle Stinson with the City Attorney's Office. So just to clarify, the emergency provisions, that is true for certain procurement. The sole source is certainly a way for direct selection, but professional services is also a category for direct selection under your city code. So what Rosanna is describing, where generally yes, they are an engineering firm, but for this project, for this scope of work, when we reviewed it, we believe classify it as this IT services, and it's a specialized project because of, I want to draw your attention specifically to that last line. The vendor has knowledge of the city's systems to facilitate this integration. So for this specific project, for this specific scope of work, we felt comfortable that it could fit within that definition of professional services under 3599. And that does not just include architects and engineers. It can also have a more expansive definition.
And again, just because they have inside knowledge on how the system works, it probably benefits them on the RFQ, not necessarily gives them gives us the right to circumvent procurement policy. And so I beg to differ with legal that just because our policy states one thing, and we've already gone through this, we've already seen it. Previously, there's been a couple of instances where our policy is worded in a way that's a little bit misleading, and we've been working on revamping the whole procurement policy in order to be able to explain. But again, sole source is probably the only one that through state statute that we're allowed to direct select. And just because they have knowledge of how our system works, that's not substantial in order for them to be awarded a contract without putting it out to bid.
And just to be clear, there are other ways besides sole source under state statutes. This provision, is allowed under state law. Just to be clear, to the full.
What is the
council.
state statute?
So your procurement code allows for this direct selection for professional services. So that's what I'm pointing to. But ultimately, I agree that this is ultimately a policy decision for mayor and council. So if mayor and council direct staff to instead go through the full RFQ process, that would also be appropriate.
See, and I would like to sit with legal, Vice Mayor, and, and have them point out exactly where in our policy it says that we are allowed to do this, because there, in our policy, there is definitions of stuff that's allowable, but it's also contingent on other criteria. And direct select is one of them, but it's also tied to other things within our procurement policy. And so I don't know, I don't feel comfortable doing a direct select. Many years ago, we have gone through this back then when Jerry Hunt was our attorney, and they did the exact same thing that we're being asked to do with the exact same company too. So I don't feel comfortable with this at all.
So, Councilor, I think, I mean, if you wanna, schedule a time with legal, I mean, to discuss, to look at this further, I mean, you can go ahead and contact Louis and schedule something out. Does anyone else have a comment or a question?
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
So if Councilman Villalpando wants to meet with legal to get more clarification and to make a sound decision, then we really can't take an action, can we? I mean, because then if we take an action, so what's the point of him meeting with them if the action has already been taken? So I'm not sure,
Well, I think we need to propose an action to see what the next steps are gonna be, but if Council Member Villalpando wants to meet, I mean, he can go ahead and schedule that, regardless of what action is taken here.
Vice Mayor, if I may, council can make a motion tonight, moving this item, approval or denial, or you can also table this item for the next meeting. So within this time, between now and the next meeting, we can arrange the meeting with legal and Councilmember Villalpando and the rest of council if you wish to. Tabling the item will just move it to the next meeting.
And I have a question, so
Yes.
is this anything time sensitive that it can it wait, or?
Yes, I could definitely move this to the next meeting. I have no problem with that. The thing was, we were waiting for approval as noted in there. This was approved on July 25th of 25. However, we were waiting on the cultural and the environmental review, which we just received in March. So I'm fine if you guys wish to move it to the next meeting, that's fine.
Question,
ahead.
it mentions here the total financial impact and it's marked with general and grant. Do we have a grant for?
Yes, so the city received 500,000 and the rest is coming from the match.
Okay.
So I think where we are right now is, if anyone wants to make a motion to table it.
To table the item, that way we can reschedule it for next meeting.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
So if some of these funds are coming from a grant, do we have a timeline for the grant? Because we wouldn't want to lose the grant if there's a
Yeah.
timeline.
No, we're within, do you want to say something?
This is one of the, John Medell, Finance Director. This is one of the CIPs that were for fiscal year 26. The timeline, this grant is open till probably almost 7 years, I believe it
Oh,
is.
okay,
So we don't have any specific, we were trying to get the CIPs done within this fiscal year because the project does not take long. But if it needs to be moved forward or if it needs to be moved to the next fiscal year, we can.
And I don't think the question was to move it to next fiscal year, it's just to
Right.
move it to the next meeting. That way,
pro-
Councilman Villalpando can have that meeting
The,
with,
the problem with that is if you do move it to the next meeting, more than likely the time schedule that they gave us, we'll move it over to fiscal year 27.
but that's only 2 weeks away.
It's 2 months away.
No, the
Oh,
next
the
council meeting.
Next meeting will be May 5th.
So we are in time though, right?
Yeah, we
So it will not go to the next budget or the next fiscal.
that would be up to the whoever, if we have to go to RFP or RFQ, then that will make it go into fiscal year 27.
Okay.
And I do have the procurement policy there at home, so I'll review it, but either way, I can be there tomorrow morning, Carmen, and hopefully look at the documentation that they're citing, that this is possible.
Sure, we can arrange, maybe we can talk to legal and see if they're available tomorrow. You send me your availability, Councilmember Villalpando, and we'll arrange a meeting. as
Yeah,
well.
I'll be there at 9 o'clock and I'll look over the documents that they're citing.
Okay.
So I need a motion.
I make a
table
motion
the
to
item.
table the item for further review.
Motion was made by Ms. Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Councilmember Villalpando to table the item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Moving
you,
on
Vice
to-
Mayor, and thank you, Council.
Thank you. Moving on to 7.2, discussion and possible action to approve the on-call engineering services list following the City of Somerton's completion of request for qualifications number 2026-013, including approval of the proposed selection of firms for a 3-year term.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, members of council, Cameron Juarez, Deputy City Manager, and I would like to present here at the podium because I missed this, this spot. So the item before you tonight is a discussion and possible action to approve the on-call engineering services for citywide departments. The City of Somerton issued a request for qualification, which is an RFQ number 2026-013 on March 2nd, and it remained open until March 31st. That's when we closed the RFQ timeframe. During that timeframe, we also publish accordingly to the ARS requirements in the newspaper and our city website. During the that period, we received 12 statements of qualifications. And the review and selection committee review all 12, and they're all qualified professionals in their field. Due to the increase of needs of engineering services in Somerton and the entire area, the entire Yuma County, the review committee is recommending council's approval of all 12 firms for the next 3 years. This will be a vendors list that we are creating for citywide projects. In the past, we had one RFQ selection by council and approval that it was initiated in November of 2020 and expired in 2025. So now what we're doing again, we're doing the request for qualifications. We're creating a new vendors list, but different from last time is that last time it was only exclusively for public works projects. And this time around, we're trying to do a selection of all these firms for citywide projects. We have projects for all the departments, from parks, design to community development, plan reviews, right-of-ways, for economic development. So we have a wide variety of needs that the city as a whole will need. So this vendors list will create a list of these professionals for all the departments who have needs for these services to reach out to. So this one is for 3 years. And again, the committee's recommendation is for all 12 firms. Some of them are local, some of them are out of town. But again, they're all qualified professionals in their fields and their different specialties. And the list is included. And if I may, I can read the entire list, Vice Mayor.
It's up to you. I mean, we have it in our notes.
It's there. So the list that is being presented, it's up on the screen as well. So the motion that council is, staff is recommending is to approve the on-call engineering services following the completion of request of qualifications, including approval of the proposed selection of firms for a 3-year term. Any questions?
Questions or comments?
Vice Mayor, I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Carmen, thank you for all this hard work, and I see that Pace Engineering is in there. So once we approve this, you could actually negotiate a price with Pace Engineering on the previous item. So
That is correct.
I just wish you guys would have presented this and approved it and then just gone with a recommendation of Pace Engineering, it would have it would have saved me some heartburn over here. So, but anyways, thank you and I appreciate all your hard work and staff's hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Anyone else?
If no additional questions, I would like to ask for a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve, Vice Mayor.
Motion was made by Councilmember Villapando,
Second.
seconded by Councilwoman Delgadillo. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. Moving on to 7.3, discussion and possible action to approve a contract agreement with Maya Construction LLC for design build services of municipal pickleball courts at Council Avenue Park in the amount of $161,750.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. James Jones, Parks and Rec Director. At the April 7th meeting, council approved to award RFQ 2026-006 to Maya's Construction for the design build services for municipal pickleball courts at Council Avenue. During that meeting, council provided direction to staff to return with updating prices to ensure that the playing surface would be professionally installed with higher standard consistent with the similar facilities, specifically referencing courts at Cocopah Golf and RV Resort. In response to council's direction, staff worked with Maya Construction LLC to revise the scope of work to include enhanced professional installed court surfacing that aligns with industry standards for durability, playability, and long-term maintenance. Maya Construction provided an update pricing reflecting these improvements. The original price was $157,250. With these with this new surfacing material, the price did go up to $161,750. This represents a formal contract agreement based upon the proposed scope of work. I can, well, maybe not. Just
So, Vice Mayor, if I may.
There you go.
Give me 1 second to get to it. I've attached the new scope of work, which you see, it says add the $4,500 per special paint, see attachment. And I have the paint that Cocopah and actually Kofa High School has used for their courts, which is the more professional surface material. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Questions or comments?
I have a
Ms.
question.
Delgadillo?
James, so your can you go back up to the item on the agenda? Right there. So it says for the design build services. So the 161,000, is it for entire thing or just the design?
No, that is the entire thing. That's design. Well, we've already kind of designed it. So it's the design plans to build. So it's construction, it's concrete, it's fencing, it's everything listed under the original scope of work that we provided last meeting, which is the concrete pad with structural integrity inside it. It's conduit running from the restroom over to the courts. It's the 10-foot fencing around it with the opening for ADA accessibility. It's the paint, it's the line, it's the court material. It's also the netting. It's everything for this entire project.
Okay. And this was part of your CIP, right, for this new fiscal year?
Yes, this CIP was assigned to Parks and Rec Department.
And if I'm not mistaken, if this has been in our CIP for the past, what, 2-3 years?
Yeah, it's been in the 5-year plan. This was the year that it was assigned to us for design and build.
So it's been on our CIP for the past 5 years.
Yeah, I've been here for 2 years. It's been on there the entire time.
Any other questions or comments? Need a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve, Vice Mayor.
I'll make a motion to, I'll make a motion to approve the contract agreement with Maya Construction LLC for the design build services of municipal pickleball courts at Council Avenue Park in the amount of $161,750 for the additional scope of work, including upgraded professional court surfacing as recommended by City Council, and authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents.
Second. Hello, second.
A second.
Motion was made by myself, second by Ms. Delgadillo. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Mr. Villalpando?
Hello, you can't hear me?
So motion carries 3-1. Councilmember Villalpando? Huh?
If you could ask him what his vote is.
Councilmember Villalpando?
Vice Mayor, it looks like he just dropped off the Zoom.
Is he on?
Let me check.
It doesn't look like it. I'm not sure if you guys could hear him.
Let's see if he gets on so we can complete the motion.
That means we lost quorum.
Okay, he's
Oh,
back.
I'm back. I'm sorry. You guys couldn't hear me, but I was
Oh,
making
he's
the
back.
motion to approve.
Is he
Sorry.
back on? Okay.
Yes,
Councilmember
I'm here.
Villalpando?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
Vice Mayor, can you hear?
If we lose quorum, it just becomes an informational meeting, right?
Well, Vice Mayor, can you hear the Zoom? I think
Hello.
I think they've lost us. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna call the clerk real quick.
Can you, Miguel, you're probably muted.
Can we?
Can we pause on the item and then come back to it right now while we figure it out?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and just pause it till see if we can get
I guess no one can hear us, not even our legal team. Let me. Oh, I see. Okay, let me tell. I see. So no one can hear us, like Trish or whoever's online, our legal team.
Hello?
I can hear
Hello?
you. They can't hear me and you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's just pause for a second. IT is gonna try and reset.
We can hear
we
you.
hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, here.
Perfect. Okay, Miguel, were you able to hear the motion and everything?
Yes, and I was actually trying to make the same motion that you did, and so,
Okay,
so my vote is yes.
okay,
I vote aye for it.
perfect. So motion carries 3 to 1. Thank you. Now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and open the call to the public. We have someone from the public wanting to speak. Just normally, traditionally, what we do is when someone wants to speak, I usually let our city clerk know so that we know up here that there's individuals ready to speak. So if you wanted to say something, just state your name and address.
Thank you, Vice Mayor and Council. My name is Victor Lozano, 223 East Patricia Street, Somerton, Arizona. I just wanted to thank everybody for the opportunity for us to be here in your meeting. There's quite a few changes that I've noticed. I think from now on, I totally understand. There's a paper we got to fill out to be able to speak out and call to the public. I mean, forever, since I remember, as a prior vice mayor, you would just come into the meeting. If you had something to say in a call to the public, that's when you, as a vice mayor or mayor, you call to the public, and that's when somebody speaks up. But if now we have to write it up, I guess that's a new thing for us. So I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public wanting to speak? Thank you. So we're gonna move on to summary of current events, future agenda items.
Vice Mayor, we have Saul, Albor Community Development.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. Saul Albor, Community Development Director. Vice Mayor and Council, tonight is my last meeting as a city employee. And I just want to take this time to thank you for everything the city has given me. I came to Somerton right out of college back in 2017. And back then my plan was to just work here a couple months, but instead you gave me a very good opportunity and you made me your director. And as I reflect on that, I realize how good the city was to me. We've accomplished many great things together, and I'm sure the best is yet to come for the city. October would have been 9 years for me, but there comes a time in everyone's journey when opportunity beckons. And for me, that time is now. And I just want to assure to you that you are not losing me to another city. I am not quitting. I am changing careers. I am starting a new career as a general contractor. And we will continue to work together in a different way, but nevertheless together. Once again, thank you for your confidence, the job stability, and the very generous career advancement opportunities. Thank you, City of Somerton. Good luck, and God bless you.
Thank you, Saul. Thank you, Saul, for everything.
Thank you.
I know Mayor's gonna miss that voice.
Yes, he is.
We're gonna subcontract you for the Christmas raffle and
Listen to his voice.
Thank you,
Um,
Saul.
Next department is Police Department, Chief Juarez.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, somewhere the mayor's out there in council. Araceli Juarez, Chief of Police. I'm gonna miss Saul. Saul always has a very smile on his face, very positive, easy to work with. So Saul, thank you for everything. And I have one announcement on April 29th, which is next week. The Somerton Domestic Violence Task Force is gonna be holding a walk to bring awareness to sexual assault. The walk will begin at the Bushmaster at 5 p.m. and walk all the way to City Hall. They'll turn around right here on Main and State, and they'll head back to the Bushmaster, where they'll have plenty of resources and information for the public and the community of Somerton. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Next department is Parks and Recreation, James.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. James Jones, Parks and Rec Director. I got some events, so I'll go slow so you can write them down. This Friday will be our Arbor Day Planetary event at Council Park from 9 to 11. We are gonna have YEPCO, or not, I can't remember what it's called, the school. Pep Tech, there you go. Pep Tech there, I wanna say that they've been helping us with some of our project, our beautification project. They helped us build the lunchroom in the shop. They've been really good. So I'm really happy that they're gonna be involved in this too. So they've been really helpful this last couple weeks. Saturday is our day, our Del Niño event at Council Park from 8 a.m. to 11. I also want to say that next week on Wednesday, so the 29th and the 30th, we are at Wednesday at 2 p.m. and Thursday at 6 p.m. We are having our ADA community forum with our company that came in and did our ADA audit. They're going to review the findings and get our community's wants, needs, priorities. I think that's going to be a great event for our community, as well as if you guys can attend, I'd appreciate it. Like I said, that's next Wednesday at 2 p.m. and Thursday at 6 p.m. It's the same information each day, so it's going to be at the community center. And then I also want to say that next Thursday, April 30th, the city of Yuma is actually hosting the city of Somerton to review their West Community Park, their new park that's going in with the pond and everything. That's going to be at 9 a.m. We're going to meet over there. If you want to go, you're invited. Me and Rodney will find the PPE for you guys. I think it'll be good to go out there and see a new park being built so that we kind of in the future, we know what we're looking at. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James.
This is all we have, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Carmen. Councilmember Villalpando?
Thank you, Vice Mayor Saul. I wish you the very best. It's been a pleasure working with you. You were always awesome to work with. I don't, I can't think of anything that that you might have taken on that wasn't accomplished and wasn't adequate for our community. So, in behalf of myself and all the community members that have supported me throughout the years, I'm sure they send their thanks as well. So thank you, Saul, for an awesome job that you've done here at the City of Somerton.
Councilwoman,
Again, thank you, Saul. We still have 2 weeks if you want to reconsider, you know. But no, thank you for all you've done, and I'm pretty sure we'll see you around, and best of luck to you in this new phase.
Thank you very much.
Councilwoman Delgado?
Because I'm going to echo everybody, what they've said. Saul, thank you so much for always being very responsive, dedicated. And always you had Somerton and its growth in your heart. And because of you, you've made a lot of the construction and a lot of the processes easy. Not difficult to work with, even though there were some difficulties that you had to follow with the ordinances and stuff like that. But you always found a way to make sure that everyone was able to work along with the city. So thank you so much for all that you've done. Excellent job, well done. You know, may God bless you and guide you with your new endeavor. And I know you're going to be, if you were very successful here, no doubtedly you will be very successful in your next journey. So thank you for all that you did.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Oh, Saul, thank you very much for everything. I mean, you were always very respectful, professional, and your demeanor. I always admire your demeanor. You were always calm, and so I think you made everyone feel comfortable. So, thank you for that, and good luck in everything and your next chapter. You know, really appreciate your years here at the city. I also want to inform. Last week I went ahead and I met with Crystal from YMPO. She went ahead and gave me an overview. I'm going to be meeting. We're going to be meeting on the last Thursday of every month. Meeting is at 3:30 to 5. And Ms. Delgadillo, I believe you are my alternate. So I won't be able to make it this month. Yeah, there is that virtual option. Just looking at my calendar, I won't be available the next three, the next three last Thursdays of the month. But after that, I already had prior commitments scheduled. Yeah. So just help me out on those three, and then after that, I'll schedule everything around that. Yeah, so I'll send them to you. So other than that, that's all I have. We do have an executive session, an item on executive session, which is the discussion of consultation for legal advice and to discuss the city's position and instruct its representatives in negotiations regarding a wire telecommunication license agreement with ALO, Arizona LLC related to use of the public right of way in the city. So need a motion to go into executive session. Motion was made by Councilwoman Delgadillo, seconded by Councilwoman Gonzalez. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
Aye.
So we'll go ahead and take like a 5-minute recess, and then we'll start our executive session.